Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast on this Tuesday in Chicago, keeping the victory vibes going when the Bears win over the Rams on Sunday. What's going on, Bears fans? Got a big show for you today. Our guy Cole Kmet will be in studio with us about 30 minutes into the show. We'll have another ODK film breakdown as well. And we got some exciting news here on the show too. So got a lot loaded up for you over the next hour as we get going on the CHGO Bears
Get
podcast.
your tailgate tickets too.
You're not on camera. Stop talking. Let Hoge carry the show until this behind the scenes is worked out.
But see, these little tiny things that, Greg still hasn't picked up on is exactly why that guy over there is here.
Thank God.
Because, we needed more professionalism and quite frankly, help. Tony Gill in the house, our guy.
Yes.
Officially part of CHGO as our new head of content. What's up, Tony?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Tony, can you, as you join CHGO, can you just tell the people out there what you've appreciated about my work and my lengthy career that has just inspired you to want to join CHGO? Because I know deep down the reason you're here is because of me.
It was only for Carman. Strictly, exclusively for Carman.
Yeah.
Only.
Wow.
Did you hear that, Braggs?
I heard it.
He didn't believe it, but he heard it.
No one believed it. But it's cool. I
heard it. I ignored it.
Good job. No, but it's awesome. We got to.
This is this is the third stop that Tony and I have had together.
Yeah.
6-7 the score, NBC Sports Chicago, and now here at CHGO.
You better make this one the best one.
Was that a threat?
Yes. It is.
I mean, it's weird. Like every time I enter a space with Hoge, he has a sudden urge to leave it.
Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen here.
I don't think it's a problem right now. No, these guys test me every day.
Very weird pause right there when I threw that out there. I, like,
I didn't think about that. But Tony said that. I'm like, actually, that kind of adds up.
Love those two other jobs. This one.
It's complete coincidence, though. Isn't that the goal of every new job you take? That should be better than the last one, regardless of what it is.
That is the goal.
Okay.
With that pattern, I feel like I make it worse for you.
No.
Yes.
No. Tony is an awesome producer, a good dude, and we're really excited to have him here at CHGO because, like I said, we need a lot of help. We need we need to help these two guys figure out a lot. So Tony's here to do that.
Well, I mean, you were at 6-7 in the score, then you move over to NBC Sports Chicago. Mm-hmm. Now you're here with us here at CHGO, and certainly excited to work with you. I think your reputation kind of precedes itself, everything I've heard. So my first time's meeting you this last week. It's exciting, but from your standpoint on these different levels of media, sports media here in Chicago, like I certainly would love to hear your perspective on how much it's transformed into digital and like where we're moving and what this is all about here.
Yeah, I mean, the standard when I joined was radio, right? Like that's where the big personalities were. And as I progressed, and we've all progressed, through the last, 10 years or so, it's changed so rapidly. Even before that, it was like newspaper, then radio. So we see then like how quickly things can change, and you got to meet people where they are. And right now, people are on YouTube, people are on the digital space, people aren't in their cars as much. So radio isn't going away. I'm still a fan, but digital is where it's at. And I've been fortunate enough to work progressively where the trends have gone and understanding the audience and where they are, what they like. And I think CHGO does all of that, directly connect to every fan of each team. And I think it shows, right? Look at the connections that specifically this show has made with Bears fans just in the year since its inception. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be a part of this and help you guys grow, and we can go as big as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, and Tony's being real about that. There was an awesome kind of send-off party on Sunday night as NBC Sports Chicago closed up officially, which was kind of weird emotionally. It was like celebrating a lot of good times, an amazing crew, and just a lot of good people, including Tony. And then also I think everybody, just sports fans in general, sad to see it go away at the same time. And, of course, the people working there. But that was a common conversation at that party. Like just how much over the 20 years that NBC Sports Chicago existed, that things have changed so dramatically to allow something like this, quite frankly, to exist, and ALLCITY, our entire company, to exist as well. So we'll keep riding the waves, but we're happy to have you here, Tony. And I want to make sure
sports is about adjustments.
Well,
yes.
Well, more importantly, on your way out here, do you think the Bears will win this week? I know I already saw one comment in there that apparently last year on the United Under Center podcast, you picked against them every week.
So, I mean, can't blame me, right? Like
no.
like I mean, it's tough to trust, when you've seen over the last few years. But man, I really like Caleb, man. And I think he's been getting better every week, despite, him running for his life, so far this season. I like the Bears. I think they ride the momentum. I think they figured out some things in the run game. And that defense is just top 5.
It's a must-win. You can't lose to the Panthers.
They
you can't lose to the Panthers.
You got to pick the Bears this week, Tony.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have some bigger picture conversations to talk about with the division as well. We're gonna let Tony get back to his first day of work here. But thank you, Tony. We love having you here.
Welcome, Tony.
Yep.
Welcome.
We're gonna let
Sorry
him get
about
back.
Mark.
Yeah. And by the way, some people in the comments wondering about Kevin. Kevin got promoted. He's now overseeing content for all of ALLCITY, and that's why Tony's here. So Kevin Kadick didn't go anywhere. And if you were at our tailgate, wait, was Kevin at our tailgate this week?
Yes,
Yeah,
Kevin was at our tailgate.
And Tony, just so you know, me and Mark did paper.
I talked to you there. I'm sorry. You had that cool jacket.
Yeah, he does have the cool jacket.
We talked about the Badgers sucking.
He took awesome pictures. They're all over social media with our guys, the accountants, whose names I'm forgetting right now, but those dudes are amazing.
And Tony, just so you know, me and Mark did paper, rock, scissors if you do decide to fire one of us, and he did lose.
That's true.
So,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. I might make a pitch by the time this show's over.
One of us isn't making it out alive from London anyway, so this will take care of itself.
It's going to be interesting. All right, so the question we wanted to pose today on the show, I don't know if you guys watched Monday Night Football last night, but the Lions look pretty good. And, we were talking about this on the All NFL Sunday Huddle on Sunday night, too, when we were talking about the Vikings, who are 4-0, and, how realistic you're going to take them as contenders to win the division. And my take on Sunday night was like, well, it's great that they're out to this great start. They certainly look like a playoff team. But I still feel like the Lions got to be the team to beat. And then they went out and looked as good offensively as they. Now, defensively, you can probably take some issue with some of the things that happened. But offensively, the quarterback goes 18 for 18, which hilariously Dan Campbell apparently didn't realize. And then he was mad at himself for giving the game ball to somebody else.
Yeah.
But in David Montgomery, every single week, there's a moment that goes on the internet where Bears fans are like, why did we let this guy go?
I tried to say to keep him, but nobody would listen.
Yeah, that was you.
So the question is, and then you got the Packers, obviously, 2-2. Oddly, 0-2 with Jordan Love, 2-0 without him. But well coached. Good team. Do the Bears have any chance in hell to win this division? And we're not posing this like that was the expectation or anything. But the Bears are 2-2. They have winnable games coming up. And then if they're in an advantageous position sort of midway through the season, all of their divisional games are in front of them.
Right.
So they will have control over making a run. But it gets tough when you start to look at the Vikings' hot start, what the Lions are, what the Packers are. What do you guys think about this? I mean, is there any realistic shot at making a run at this thing?
So if you were to bet right now, even the biggest diehard fan in our chat right now, whoever that is, the Giggities or whoever we want to throw in there, I think you would bet that the Bears, if you had to bet, your life's on it. They'll finish first or they'll finish last. You would bet they are going to finish last. This division is real. Most people had the Bears pick third going into the season. Nobody thought the Minnesota Vikings would be where they're at. Now everyone is, Kevin O'Connell, that defense, and, the emerging quarterback play too. So, but the thing to me is, like, I don't stress any of it. Is where will we be with the quarterback at the end of the year, period, end of story. And right now, that thing is trending in a positive direction. So I just feel optimistic about where the season's going, division champ or not division champ.
By the way, the odds right now in the NFC North: Vikings plus 105, Lions plus 145. Might be a good day to bet the Lions, by the way.
Yeah.
Since they're not the favorites currently, and I still view them as the favorites. The Packers are plus 700, and the Bears are plus 1,600.
I mean, not even close. I mean, we are a distant fourth as far as the way it's viewed. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, of course, but that is.
To put this in perspective, the Dolphins, who look horrible right now without Tua and can't do anything, have a better shot to win the AFC East. That includes the Bills at the top. The Dolphins are plus 1,400. So, again, not likely to do that either, but the Bears are plus 1,600.
Can I just throw I'm sorry, this is a little off the beaten path, but just for 1 second since you brought them up. The Dolphins are starting Skylar Thompson. If the Dolphins called up the Bears right now and said, we'll give you a third-round pick.
They played Tyler Huntley
Whatever.
last night. Way to out yourself for not watching football.
Whatever. Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley, I don't care. They both suck. The point is this. They need a backup quarterback. Would you give, if they called up and wanted Bajan for a third-round pick, would you do it?
No.
Second-round pick?
No. Maybe.
Second-round pick?
No, because then you're one play away from being the Dolphins.
Right. And that's the point.
If you turn into the Dolphins, so it doesn't matter. But
well,
okay.
That's the point I was going to make. I mean, it's a week-to-week league, and it is a volatile thing. You look at Jordan Love, looked like he could have been out for the season after week 1. And now he's returned. They're 0-2 with him, which is bizarre, but I'm sure they'll find their stride eventually. At the end of the day, the Bears haven't lost a game in the NFC conference yet. They haven't lost a divisional game. They haven't lost a home game. So everything's on the table. And while we, look at and envy the other coaches in the division and we envy the other offenses in the division, at the end of the day, the Bears have the best defense in the division. Would you argue that? And so that's something they can certainly lean on and hang their hat on. And if the offense cannot just get up to speed, because in order to win the NFC North, you can't just get up to speed like you did last week. You have to start playing really, really good football. So that's the leap they have to make. But I'm not ruling anything out at this point. There's a lot of season to go, and there's a lot of variables that you have to consider. So not ruling anything out. We all understand it's a long shot.
Yeah, I think that the reason why I wanted to jump ahead of this conversation now is because you look at the next 2 games, and the Bears are going to be favored in those games. I think the Jags game is trickier than, maybe we're talking about.
Even this week, they're a 3.5-point favorite, which is an interesting spread, but keep going.
Yeah, well, and it was 4.5, so that came down a little bit. Realistically, though, I think everybody will say they should be 4-2. Will they be 4-2 is a different conversation.
Yep.
But 4-2 is on the table, and then you get a bye week before playing Washington, and there'll be a lot of eyes on that game.
Yep.
With the rookie quarterback situation, which I want to bring up in a second as well.
The greatest player in the history of the sport.
I mean, I'm looking at the goal should be over the next 5 to go 4-1. Not saying they will, but that should be their goal, because then you have 8 games to play, and if you're 4-1, that puts you at 6-3 before you start playing divisional games and the 49ers and Seahawks. And if you merely go 4-4 in that tough stretch, you find yourself to that good old round number of 10.
The fact of the matter is they could be 4-0 you can make the argument they should be 3-1, but they've given away. Let's just say they've given away one game at this point. If they don't give any more games away before they get into the meat of it, they're going to have a shot at it. And I thought it was interesting what Jalen Johnson had to say, either after the game or maybe it was yesterday. Doesn't matter. He said it. We know we're never going to have this team again. Like,
right.
He looks at this as like a prime opportunity with the rookie quarterback and the amount of flexibility they have with the cap and the amount of talent they have in the room. So
that's why I keep labeling these games as must win. Week 1 was a must win. The Colts game was a must win. The Rams game was a must win. This week's a must win. Why? Because you have a gauntlet of games after the second half of the season that are certainly no games you're gonna mark down as guarantees.
They can't all be must wins. There's no such thing as a must win. That is just the NFL.
They're must wins because of the second half of the season. Don't argue with me.
You have to understand how people like this guy think.
I don't, and I don't want to. What I do want to know is how Empire Today thinks. Because with Empire Today, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. So, of course, they have copycats, just like we do here at CHGO. But Empire can't be beaten on quality, service, speed. So competitors, they're going to advertise low-quality products that Empire simply won't even carry because they're just not good enough. Empire won't promise the lowest prices because anybody who does that is putting flooring in your home that they wouldn't put in their own home. You want to check out their virtual floor designer. It's a great way to see how new floors will look in any space. It's easy. You just snap a picture, instantly see how new floors will look in your room. And, going to shop at a big box store for floors is frustrating. You might talk to somebody today who was working in plumbing yesterday, and they're just showing you like one panel, and you're like, how is this supposed to fit in my home? So use Empire Today. They service their own warranties, and you can schedule a free in-home estimate as well. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/CHGO for details.
All right, and shout out to our friends at Blue Chew. Listen, do you want to last longer and have the most powerful boner you've literally ever had in your life? This is the product, and we have it here for you at CHGO.
You are a boner.
I wish that...
Remember when I said people were going to get fired?
It's in the copy. It is encouraged, my friend, to talk about what goes on here. Is Hoge leaving?
He's gone.
Oh, I don't know what's happening. I should.
Oh, yeah. Tony, we totally have more professionalism here now.
I think Hoge's going to get Blue Chew right now. He literally got so excited by that opportunity that he just walked off the set to make a purchase. And that's what you want to do. You can do it online, though. There's no reason to have to leave the set to do these things. And by the way, we've got a special deal for our listeners. You can try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code ALLCITY at checkout. All you got to do is pay $5 for shipping, all right? That's BlueChew.com. The promo code is ALLCITY. You get your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. We deeply thank them as okay, so apparently Hoge didn't leave to go buy his Blue Chew right now, but maybe one day he will, and you should too. The longest, most powerful action on the to take you to your next level, Blue Chew. All right, let us now do what we do now on Tuesdays, which is ODK. I still don't know what that means.
Offense, defense, kicking.
Offense, defense, kicking.
It's not hard.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's hard, but, we're doing ODK. Okay, now I got it. Offense, defense, kicking. Those are the three phases of football. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that right, Adam?
It's not hard, but with a little bit of Blue Chew.
Our guys.
I'm going to be careful what I draw on the screen right now. All right, let's start with the offense. So this was a play that got a lot of criticism for Shane Waldron, but I wanted to bring it up because I just want to show how close the Bears are on some of these plays that – to the naked eye can look horrible. Like, why did they do that? And I get there are some good examples of that, but this is where, especially on the offensive line, I feel like they're just not dialed into the details. And if they were, would be really close to hitting some big home runs. So they're going to put DJ Moore right here in motion to this side. You're going to see the Rams here across the board. Okay, they're just passing him off right there. You see the signal. So this tells us they are in zone, not man. All right, now the Bears, to set this screen up to DJ Moore, they're going to take Rome Odunze here, send him across the field. And what that's going to do, look at these Rams players, right? Everybody's flowing this way. He's on his heels. He's flat-footed here. Everybody's moving this way. So the whole flow of the Rams defense is going that way, which is going to set up a perfect opportunity for DJ Moore over here. Sure enough, Caleb flips his hips. He's going to throw over here to DJ with everything on the other side going the opposite direction. And basically DJ Moore, well, we just got to get one stinking block right here on this DB from Tevin Jenkins. Now, in my opinion, Tevin Jenkins is already late here, okay? This defender's closing, and he is all the way over here. He waited too long on this screen, so we go to the next frame, and Tevin is late on the block, okay? And this thing gets blown up. This actually turns into a negative play, which we'll get to in a second. But you could probably already see it from the sideline angle. We go to the end zone angle. Look at all the green grass. If Tevin Jenkins could have just gotten over there to make this damn block, okay? Because all these Rams I'm talking about that were over here, okay, they'll eventually get down here. I don't know that this would have gone for a touchdown, but when you got all of this green grass and another lead blocker here, I mean, this thing was set up for DJ Moore, who we know is great with his yak, to go really, really far if we just got one more block, right? Now, here's the other problem on this play. So, all right, so he gets tackled. How does this become a negative play? Well, on the backside, well, really the front side of this play, once they turn around and go back to realize, okay, DJ Moore's, this is going the opposite way. Well, Braxton Jones, all he needs to do here is stand here. Just stand here. Make this block. Well, instead, he decides to blow the guy up. That's a blindside block. So instead of this being a possible touchdown, it's minus 15 yards going back the other way. I mean, it's really just these tiny little details up front between an explosive play, and the Bears are dead last in explosive plays, and instead it's going backwards. And so this has to be really, really frustrating for the coaching staff when they go in the film room and they see this stuff, because when this play happened, I think we're all like, come on, what are you doing? Why is that so cute? Well, in reality, this should have worked. It should have been a big play. Let's go to the defense now. All right. And
that's the D part of ODK. Here we go.
This is the D part of ODK. You're right.
He's learning.
Thank you.
We talked about this on the pregame show, and I just wanted to highlight this again. So the game plan, when you're playing the style of defense that the Bears do, they're going to let you get their yards, and they're just waiting for that negative play to happen, whether they cause it with a sack, whether it's a penalty like a holding call or something like that to get you behind the chains. And I want to point out that a lot of early on in this game, Gervon Dexter was actually the one technique, okay? And you had Andrew Billings over here playing the three technique. Well, this tight end is going to go in motion, and the Bears are going to shift. So this is like a second later. That's that tight end. He's here now. And now we got Gervon Dexter in the three technique spot, which we've talked about him so much. Billings is here. Now, Billings has been an absolute handful. So the Rams are going to say, well, we need to double Billings. And the right tackle's telling this guard, you're going to be an island here with Gervon Dexter. Good luck, buddy. Go to the next frame. Now, I actually would criticize Gervon Dexter a little bit here. I think his pad level's too high, which has been something that Matt Eberflus has even talked about. But this is grown man strength, and he's still going to be able to dip that shoulder right here, get around, and at this point, it's too late. Stafford's getting sacked. So this was a sack. This was that play to get them behind the chains finally, which is what you want.
He gets away with it because he's just such a massive force.
It's true. So, again, you got the double team here. He's going to actually kind of chip and now help over here, single over there. But Gervon Dexter ends up getting this sack. So now that was on first down. Second down, Rams go to a run now. And now it's 3rd and 13, which is exactly where the Bears want to get you. Notice where all these DBs are. Back, safety's back, corners are back. okay? And there's a lot of space here. They're just telling you, hey, we're letting you run the ball here. It's 3rd and 13. Look at this space. You can have this. You can have this. Take your field goal. We're just going to let you run the ball here. Stafford sees it. He knows as a veteran quarterback. They hand this ball off. They get their yards. They kick a field goal. That's a win for the Bears defense, though. All those yards, fine. But we held you to a field goal there, and it ended up resulting in good things as the course of the game goes on. Now, what does the K stand for?
That'd be kicking.
That's right. Okay, so we get to Tory Taylor.
This segment.
Tory Taylor and some of his great punts. This was early on in the game, and this was more just me wanting to show sort of the game that happens down here at the end of the field where the ball ends up, because these are tricky plays. You got the win factor when you're a returner. So where this returner already is, this is Tutu Atwell, right? Usually you'll line up at the 8 in the NFL, and they tell you if you drift back at all, you're just going to let the ball go, which is what he does here. And instead, when he bails on the ball, he's going to go try to make a block on Jalen Jones, who's right here. And we go to the next frame. That's exactly what's happening here. But the problem is when you have a punter like Tory Taylor who can back this football up like he does so many times, look at where Atwell's eyes are. He's got to peek back at the football because he's got to make sure that that ball is not going to check up and hit him in his ass, which would be a problem. And all of a sudden the Bears have the ball, set up with 1st and goal. And when you're doing that, you really can't block properly. So sure enough, Jalen Jones is going to be able to get off this block. And the way we teach this is one of the gunners is going to go play the goal line. Okay, the other guy plays the man like Jalen Jones is doing, and you end up getting this football surrounded on both sides. That's exactly what happens here. I believe this is Blackwell. He plays the goal line. Jalen Jones gets off this block, picks up the ball, bears down this thing at the 5-yard line. So this is just a punt team that's humming right now with their punter and the coverage. It's all working really well. Carm, that's the K in ODK.
So let me just tell you something. If you haven't hit the like button for ODK, you are just not doing it right. Adam Hoge showing why he is the Hoger. That was not just a special teams coach. That was a guy who's headed to be, I don't know if you're going to be a head coach in the NFL, but I could see you at least getting to the junior college level as a head coach. What do you think, Braggs? That was some good work there by Hoger. I thought that was strong.
He's incredibly smart.
I'm a little bummed that 85 wasn't on the set to review what was just being reviewed, but that was one of the best that was a good performance by you.
I'm not going to lie. I got done there, and I turned around, and I saw Cole, who's going to join us here momentarily, and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't see him before that segment started. I would have been more nervous. I didn't know he was right behind me the entire time.
Right. No, I believe he came in the middle there. And
Hoge is incredibly smart, talented, organized, everything that you're not.
Thank you, Greg.
He's good looking. You're not.
Let me count the ways that you impress me with your calm demeanor and brilliant insight and incredible, just the way you lead us to victory. No, that was good stuff, though. I'm loving the ODK.
All right, good. Well, we also love?
What do we love?
We love Circa.
We do.
We love Cole Kmet, too, who's going to join us here in seconds. So stand by.
Our first CHGO Bears Kmet experience this year. I'm going to get emotional.
Technically, he's on every week on the Ink and Law game recap. But, yes, first live, longer appearance.
Different show.
Just let him do the Circa read.
Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And get ready for the season ahead with the shades that are built to last. That's right. Shady Rays right here for you. They are the best. The independent sunglasses company gives you the world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. They've got every style, every color, hundreds of options to choose from. Seriously, if you go to their website, which I did a couple weeks ago, I I could have walked out of there with like 18 pairs of shades. There's a lot of good options to get yourself to the next level. But exclusively for you, the CHGO listener, Shady Rays giving out their best deal of the season. You go to shadyrays.com, use the code CHGO, 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that are rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. And they've got all the things for you, by the way. And you know it, you love it. But just to remind you, if you don't love them, you can exchange them for a new pair worry-free within 30 days. If they ever go missing, you break them. Don't worry about that either. They've got the most insane protection plan in all of eyewear, every pair backed by their lost or broken replacements. ShadyRays.com. Use that code CHGO, 35% off.
And time now for the game recap presented by Ankin Law. Injury law made personal. They're here to help. Visit AnkinLaw.com to learn more. And this week, get to go a little bit more in depth with Cole Kmet. Joins us live in studio.
We're back in. Let's go. Missing you two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
How much did I screw up in that film session right there?
I didn't hear everything, but I'm gonna say let's just assume everything you said was exactly how Richard Hightower teaches it.
There we go.
I didn't hear one word, but I'm gonna assume.
Oh, okay, so you weren't even listening.
No, I wasn't even listening. But I'll assume that every coaching point you gave was the exact coaching point we give.
Well, Carman didn't even know what ODK was, so.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
But even though we went over this last week.
Tough.
Okay, offense, defense, kicking. That's not even.
That's how they sorted in the film.
Yes. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. All right, I'm learning.
The more you know. The more you know.
Hey, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah,
because it looked like you did, and I was about to jump you, but
you
I got excited.
I get to talk to him every week. You guys.
Well,
he's so excited to talk to you guys.
So well, there we go. So I was in the locker room on Friday, and I saw you, and I said I had some compliments for you that I forgot about last week, and I just remembered it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you recall, but you guys did start the season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, you met the entire media, and the way you represented. This is going to be a little bit of a blow up here, Cole, but I think you deserve it. The way you represented yourself, the Bears, and talk to the fans, and were in the optimism, but in the realism at the same time. You honestly are one of the better representatives of the organization.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody want to argue with that, or
I want to argue with it. I disagree.
Yeah, we're gonna have a full argument about that.
But just can you throw more flowers on? Like you've been doing, you've been covering it for a long
time.
No,
I don't need
man.
more flowers. I mean, I think, it's I've learned to handle those situations fairly well over the past couple of years, and it's important to take ownership of what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, and for the most part, but also address like the real optimism behind some things. So it's not always doom and gloom. And I know, look, we just won this game this past Sunday, and I'm sure a lot of people are feeling really good about it. But you got to keep the realism and the realist side of it as well too. Is that there were a lot of things that we need to get better at, and a lot of things that we need to address quickly. And just because it was a win doesn't mean everything was all roses and all that type of stuff. So there's always some things that you got to fix. But even when things don't look great, there's still good things that show up on tape.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, Cole. Is like why do you make mistakes? Like do you understand the consequences of your actions? Because when you make a mistake, I'll get a text or a tweet or a DM. They're like, "That's your boy. What's he doing?" And I gotta wear this. Like you, every week. You get to go out there and play the game, but I'm the one that has to answer for these.
Right.
Like, why aren't you pitching a perfect game every Sunday?
Right. These are great questions. Like, I don't have to address my mistakes at all in the meeting room. You're right.
Yeah. It's just
I'm not one.
The chat is a lot meaner, is what I'm saying. Like,
well, the chat has a lot of people that don't have their actual profile pictures up, so I'm not really concerned.
Point.
Yeah, if you don't have your actual profile picture up, I can't take your opinion as seriously.
Don't talk about the giggities like that.
Okay.
Or Scottish Bear.
We appreciate all. It's good
souls.
seeing the chat again. I don't get to see that. It's good to see everybody in the chat and everybody all excited about the Bears stuff, but I can't tell you why I don't pitch a perfect game.
Like when you guys are in the film room, are you guys like, all right, this week we're not going to have pre-snap penalties? Like, break.
That's the goal. But there's also a lot more into it than just, you may see somebody get a penalty, but you don't know the whole story behind it.
100%.
And I know you think you do, but you don't.
No, I do.
There's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of things that, that we got to continue to grow as an offense, especially with obviously Caleb, a rookie quarterback under center, and there's ebbs and flows to it, but we just got to make sure there's more good than bad.
All jokes aside, it felt like the Colts game kind of started to be a step in the right direction from the Texans game, where there was a lot of sacks and just a lot of miscommunication going on. Then you take another step in the run game. So it's trying to, we're all watching, trying to find our patience with it.
Sure.
And you guys are starting to find your rhythm and chemistry, but then there's still these little things. How close do you guys feel like you are from getting to, what percentage of a perfect game are you guys the goal? Because it's never going to be perfect, right? So how close do you think you are to getting to the level of what you would call a respectable showing?
I still think we got a little bit to go based on the film I saw the other day of us. That being said, there's a lot of good stuff on tape. Caleb has made a lot of really good professional football throws, and a lot of throws that I haven't seen before.
The one to you.
Yeah, the one to me was just when you can run a play like that, and that's where you can watch. It's on film, so you can see it. But that's a play Brady and Gronk ran endlessly throughout their time together, and a play that Peyton Manning kind of started. There was a cool little thing of Tom Brady talking about that type of play call that really took over the NFL as him and Gronk really used it quite a bit. But it actually came from Peyton Manning, and he started that out with the guard pull and getting the backers to step up and then hitting the pop pass over the middle. So there's some really good things there. But going back to your patience thing, you don't have to have patience. The beauty of your position, you don't have to have it. You can be as impatient or as patient as you want to be.
No, I found my zen this year.
Yeah, well, whatever works for you.
The light
I will always say you can fan however you want to fan. That's not going to affect us in the building. So you can do what you want, but we got to take care of our business.
I found my personal. Zen
I do think that there's an understanding though for us guys in the building that there is an element of patience to things just because of the newness to the offense. Yeah. And, there's going to be, like I said, ebbs and flows with that. And it was really good to see the run game take off the other day and, see Swift hit a couple explosives there and obviously get him in space on some of those screens and do what he does best. Then Roschon getting downhill. So there was some really good stuff there and things that I think we can mold into our identity and kind of build on going forward.
The Swift touchdown was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Your backside block to it and then
the fist pump.
Tiger Woods fist pump. That was good stuff.
Yeah, that was when I got up and saw him just take off, and you knew he was gone. That was a good feeling for sure. Yeah.
Well, take us through that moment a little bit more because we've talked about that before and how much you love setting that block on a big touchdown run.
Well, we had ran that type of play quite a bit where I was cross sifting throughout the game, and I was kind of beating those guys up pretty good, giving some good body shots there, and those are tough on those ends, and those are their technical Sams and their defense, but those end guys on the line of scrimmage, I'm 260, 6'6". When I'm running full speed at your inside part of your leg, you got to make a business decision on if you're gonna meet it or you're gonna swipe out of the way. And if a guy wants to get out of the way, fine, we're gonna hit it right up the middle, and we're gonna be off to the races. And if a guy's gonna meet me with some contact there, usually I'll stun him for a second, and they're probably feeling that throughout the rest of the game. So. I know I hit that guy a couple times earlier on that same type of block, and it was cool to see him, get a little off balance there, and obviously Swift be able to just jump over him a little bit, and really, the blocking by the rest of the offense line was just fantastic on that play. So, just a really good run play, and hopefully something that we can take going forward and use as momentum in the future weeks.
Well, speaking of meeting people, when you put a center at fullback.
Oh, that's not great.
Okay,
yeah,
I was assuming when that got thrown into practice, we were like, okay, sweet. Now,
I know we've had stuff like that in, but it was cool to see it. Obviously, be in a situation where you're on the 1 yard line or 2 yard line, whatever it was, and get it called and just kind of blow up the defense there. And you watched Doug on film; he got out of the gate a little bit. He got out of the stack, which was good to see. And then we ran it again later. With that, I think it was a 3rd and 1, the 4-minute setting, which was a big first down. And they gave a front, really was kind of unblockable on the backside. So Roschon kind of had to make one miss there in the backfield. I did my best trying to cut off on the backside as many guys as I could, but they loaded up the front and give Doug credit of just kind of making a hole for himself, and then Roschon just staying behind his pads again that first down. That was a big first down there.
Well, they called it God's play, right? Matt Eberflus called it
God's play. I like that.
That's
I like
good.
that.
That's pretty good.
Well,
So,
I mean, I just love old-fashioned football sometimes. You guys are in 23 personnel with an offensive lineman
it's
back
great.
there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's considered like gimmicky nowadays, but like I think that's just old-fashioned. Yeah, like line up behind the center.
I wouldn't even say it's gimmicky. It's like basically you're saying this is what we're doing. Try and stop us.
Right.
And that's I think what we all appreciated, especially after the Indianapolis game where you guys couldn't get in on the goal line. Like, all right, hey, this is what we're doing. Try and stop it. And you, on 2 big downs, get the touchdown, get the first down in the fourth quarter. I know a lot of people have talked a lot about this, the leadership committee meeting, you know, with Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron the week before. I know you guys have talked a lot about it, but I'm just curious from your perspective and your involvement in it. Was there like a feeling out period the first few weeks? Like, all right, let everybody kind of do their thing. Nobody's really trying to step on each other's toes, trying to figure this all out. But then once you get to a certain point in the season, it's like, all right, now we need to start talking about some stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're only really going to start talking about stuff if there's issues, and obviously, like there was a few issues with how our offense was operating, and we just needed to address those. And you know, I know Shane talked about it in his presser on the Thursday. And then I saw that there was like a report that came out with like Jay Glazer saying that we asked for like aggressive play calling or coach. Like was not talked about in the meeting. So I don't know that the word aggressive play calling or aggressive coaching was not.
I think Mercedes Lewis had the quote that he said,
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to coach us harder.
Yeah.
Or well,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't say that phrase though was really used directly. Like that made it seem very direct, like they were coming at him, and that wasn't the meeting at all. It was very collaborative in terms of things that we thought we wanted to get done throughout the week, things that we could get better at as players, and that was being more detailed throughout the walkthroughs and showing those things on tape in the walkthrough. So we took that coaching and we applied that, and I thought that really helped us out throughout the week, and I think really helped our run game just because it declared the holes for the backs a little bit better of where the runs should be hitting. So I thought that was a really good positive, and then Shane just getting the feedback from us as well and taking it in terms of what we like and in terms of prep for the game and all those type of things. And I thought it was a good collaborative effort throughout the week, and I thought we took a good step forward. And you know, now the challenge is on us to do this again for the weeks to come.
Have you had a meeting like that before?
Yeah, you know, you have meetings like that. I feel like it got like, I don't know, maybe just because it's Chicago and it's the Bears.
We're dramatic. Yeah,
for sure. Like, these meetings happen like quite a bit because you're trying to get things fixed and get them fixed quickly. So, they're all positive. It's all positive things, and it's all healthy for the improvement of the team and the improvement of the offense.
Real quick, Carman, then you can follow up. We need to be fair to a guy who's played 272 games in the NFL. I just want to get the exact quote that he said, because this was on record in the locker room last week to Bears reporters. From the oldest guy in the room being me, of course, Mercedes Lewis talking, to the youngest guy, don't feel like you can't coach us. I want to be coached. I want to be great. That's a lot different than you know, like we're asking him to aggressively coach us. I actually didn't even see the Glazer report.
No,
so I don't know what it was.
Someone had asked me about that after the game, and I was just like, Shane, didn't we just talk about this? Like, didn't everyone know about this earlier in the week? I didn't know if it was thought of as like 2 different meetings or something or whatever. But no, the meeting was totally positive, and you know, like Big Dog said, we all want to be coached, and we all want to be coached hard, and we all want to win games. So, but it is a collaborative effort between us and the coaches, and you know, they've done a good job of letting us know what they need from us, and I thought we did a good job of letting them know what we needed from them. And
it's nice with Mercedes Lewis being the oldest guy in the locker room asking for that, and that's what we want out of the oldest guy at the studio, Mark Carman.
Thank you.
I want to coach him up.
You're our big dog.
Way.
Well, I wanted to.
You're our old dog at least. Sorry, go ahead.
I love everyone. So rewinding back to the false start pre-snap penalties as a guy who did win the championship my senior year in gym class.
Right.
We had a great team that I put together, and my quarterback got hurt. I had to step in and play QB. We could talk about that later, Cole, how I led us to victory. But my analysis of it is that it seems like Caleb's he's got some movements that guys aren't used to. Like he's putting his leg back, and it's throwing people's timing off a little bit. Like, am I misreading what's going on there?
You want me to get all into that?
I don't know what
I'll
you're
say.
willing to say.
All I'll say is this on the those pre-snap stuff. It's just it is an all 11 thing. We got to be better up front communicating across the line of scrimmage with some things, and understanding certain play calls are tied to certain cadences maybe in certain situations. So we just got to be better overall. I got to be better. I got to be more locked in terms of the ball being snapped, and there's a reason, like if you see me, I put my hand on Mercedes or the down tight end usually when I'm off the ball, and that's usually a guide for me. It was when I feel that guy move, okay, then that's not my time to go. So I got to be stayed cued into that for the most part. So I can be better there, obviously, for sure. And, you can't have 2 false start penalties like I did in the game. But, again, as a collective, I think we can just be better as an all-11 thing. And, we're working towards that.
Yeah.
How much? Sorry.
And I know you came in kind of in the middle of the film thing we were doing, but what I was showing on offense was just an example of, and I know we've talked about this a little bit on the 85 the last couple of weeks, just how close you guys seem to be to hitting some of these explosive. The play I showed was the DJ Moore screen that kind of got blown up, and then there was a penalty on the back end too, which was too bad. But if you look at that from the end zone angle,
there's a lot of green grass.
There's a lot of green grass if that just get that block sealed up right there. And I actually like the play design. It seemed to work perfectly. I think live, there's one of those moments where live we're all watching the game, we're being like, oh, like another screen that doesn't work. But when you actually turn on the film later, you're like, man, that was this close
it was dialed
to being
up.
a huge positive play, and instead it was a negative 15 play.
Yeah, it was dialed up. I mean, that's where things that we can still get better in the details of the execution of the play and making sure that alignments are all right, the targets are right, all those type of things. Obviously, the timing of the screen, and those are all little things that may not seem crazy significant in a practice of, whether it's the timing of it is a half second early or half second late, or how quickly the line gets out to go make those blocks, or where DJ might be set up or a receiver set up on a screen. All those things matter, and all those things have to be right in order for a play like that to hit. And those are things that we just got a bit better at, but it was definitely there. So you see the things on film, and they're right there for us, but we just got to be able to hit them when they give them to us. That's for sure.
A lot of talk about tempo, no huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage. For you, it did feel like you guys found a little bit of a rhythm and momentum with that in the second half. Mm-hmm. How much does that help you guys find your way, or is there, a sense of like we can't overcook the ham?
Well, I think the thing with the explosives and everyone, I think whenever you watch it, it's like, oh, why don't they do this all the time? Well, you kind of have to have, the hurry up. And it's like, well, why don't they do this all the time? Well, it's like you kind of have to have an explosive play to get into that. You can't go out and first play the drive, 1st and 10, and have a run loss for 1, and it's 2nd 11,
run
and go hurry up.
Scrimmage, yeah.
That's not something you do. So you have to have you got to get that first down, an explosive play like you saw with the throw over to me over the middle, and then right into the play to Swift. So you notice how you can get right into those hurry up plays when you have the explosives, but it's hard to do that, and it's hard on the play caller when you're in a 2nd 11, 2nd and 12 situations, and but whenever we can go up tempo on these guys and on a defense, especially when we feel like we've been wearing them out throughout the course of a game, we definitely want to do that.
I mean, as a fan, that sequence of plays, Caleb drops it in the bucket over the linebacker. Mm-hmm. Great catch, by the way. If you want to run for the touchdown, great catch. Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, look at this guy. It's crazy.
Listen, and then the run. It was awesome. That had to be satisfying for you guys.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was good. We were building momentum throughout the game, and credit to the defense for getting that stop in that red zone and that turnover where we were able to score quickly, and I think that really propelled us throughout the rest of the game. But those are always really good to see, and whenever you get explosives and get off the field that way, those are very welcomed.
4 games in, what excites you most about Caleb?
Well, I think just his progression in terms of how he's gotten better every week, and he's willing to learn, and he trusts his arm talent, which is really cool, and I think he's doing a really good job of of going through the progressions of the play, despite of maybe like the pocket collapsing. Like you see him really trust the pocket for the most part, and I think you saw that with the throw to DJ in the red zone there. Yeah. So he's shown a lot of good stuff. Obviously, the arm talent is off the charts, and I think we've all seen that throughout the preseason and through the first 4 games. And he's just going to continue to climb as he gets more and more comfortable in the league, and starts to understand NFL defenses more and more. But he's been awesome, and he's been a great leader for the team.
Who gets credit for having a linebacker guarding DJ on that? Is that something you guys did, or is that a mess up on their side?
No, I mean, we lined up, and as I was getting lined up there, because I think that was actually another little no huddle situation, like muddle huddle, where we got into that, and I lined up, and you could see that they were communicating, and I think they were a little off in their communication, and when that happens, you just got to find the mismatch, and we had a linebacker on DJ. We'll take that matchup 10 times out of 10.
Would you say Caleb was going through his progressions, or do you think he was looking the safety off and he was always going there? Or are you not allowed to say that?
I'll plead the fifth. I don't know. I actually don't know. That's a good question to ask him, because I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. It worked. It looked pretty awesome. Cool. Yeah.
Dime ball.
Well, we should plug a little bit here too, because the 85 with Cole Kmet, of course, you can get every single week a separate YouTube feed. If you're not already subscribed there, you definitely should be.
Do it right now.
So please subscribe.
You get these little snippets here on CHGO Bears every week, and it's nice to have you in here a little bit longer today, which we'll do periodically throughout the season. But go hit subscribe and check out the merch as well.
I bought some.
The 85 collection is now out in the CHGO locker. Some awesome designs there. If you're listening to the podcast, make sure you go check it out. I keep forgetting. It's store.allcity.com, I think. Store.allcitynetwork.
We'll get it. It's a new store.
That's
nice.
The link. There it is. That's what I was waiting for to pop up.
There it is.
All the merch, including our CHGO merch, available there for you in really all our markets. But make sure you go check out the 85 collection. Portion of the proceeds going to Special Olympics Illinois as well. And the guest on the 85 tonight, the show will premiere at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I forget when they announced the Players of the Week, but I would think Tory Taylor would be in contention for NFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Yeah, I mean, he's fantastic. I mean, he's one of the players of the week on our team. Yeah, I mean, overall, he's just unbelievable. That's a cool interview we did with Tory. So please go check that out tonight, 7:00 Central. And a lot of good stuff coming from Tory, and good stuff from the Australian.
He was incredible. I mean,
unbelievable. Isn't it unbelievable?
Yeah. I mean, we love talking golf, talking a lot of crap about golf on here. And Adam called it the day we drafted him. We being Bears fans. Listen, Cole, you're just gonna have to get down to my verbiage. All right. Now, anyway.
No, it's good.
But he does, man. Like that, he put it on full display. Just how he can pull out a different wedge, different iron, and just drop it in a bucket.
I mean, it's a weapon. You got something like that, absolute weapon, especially there at the end of the game. And you're now asking quarterbacks to drive 90, 95 yards to go win a football game. Instead of whatever it would be 70 yards and with a touchback. So he's been a beast, that's for sure.
Carm hates him, but everybody else in the city loves him.
You don't like Australians?
He just has an issue with anyone that's a kicker. Yeah, he's a kicker hater, punter hater.
I
he has no respect.
I have tremendous appreciation for Tory. For the record, I went to the University of Iowa. One of my bucket list dreams is to go to Australia for the Australian Open,
but I'm not sure what this has to do with Tory Taylor.
Yeah,
but you guys weren't void of needs in taking a punter in the 4th round. I did question it in the moment, like I thought that was.
Do you still question?
Oh, you should have seen him today. He comes into the pre-show meeting. He's like, I have all this Tory Taylor stuff because Adam gave
I was
going to
say, this is a big moment for Carr because you aggressively walked in here today, and now his teammate's sitting next to you. I feel like this is a different vibe.
This has got nothing to do with Tory. I did.
So wait. Who was the? Okay, tell me this. Tell me this.
Go ahead.
Who would you have taken then? and that 4th round pick? Who was your
I would
pick
have
that you wanted?
I would have taken the best offensive lineman that.
So you don't even know the name.
No, no, I don't. But that's not who I
doesn't even know the name, and he wants the best offensive lineman. Who? I don't know. Whoever the best one was.
I'm not the draft.
The guy that worked out. He would have drafted the guy that worked out. Not all the players that didn't work out.
Jeez.
Well,
I'm
this show's draft expert said draft Tory Taylor.
I'm talking overall philosophy. Overall philosophy, I question the overall philosophy.
You know, they don't just do that. They're not like, oh, let's just take the best overall lineman at this pick, right?
No, but that's what they get paid to do. I'm not going out and scouting each guy. I can't tell you exactly.
And we later found out because Richard Hightower came on this show and said on the show that he had other special teams coordinators around the league immediately texting him like, damn, we were going to take him.
Of course, because special teams guys want a great punter.
Yeah, 3 teams texted him immediately. Like, can't believe you did that. We were going to take him.
Okay. I'm not. I'm in an uncomfortable spot here.
Yeah, because you're taking the L again and you won't just let it go.
This is great.
But I don't want to put Cole in a bad
the
spot.
Best offensive lineman available. Who? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who it was. I mean, like,
I will have an answer for you next time.
No. Because in the moment you said that.
Because
how's this?
Did you have anybody in mind? That's what I was wondering. You didn't have anybody in mind. That's fine.
But I just had in mind that like
it's an L. It's an L.
No,
it's
I
an
just
L,
had in
guys.
mind. Don't take a
It's an
punter.
L.
In the
see,
fourth
because like
round. That's what I had in
Lance Briggs and Alex Brown are part of this now, and
They're-
we're doing a show on Sunday, and Briggs was like, "Well, I was a 4th round pick. You can find guys like Lance Briggs in the 4th round." And I was like, well, there's guys like Michael Okwu, too, that you can draft in the 4th round. Like, they're not all hits. So that was my whole thing was I didn't realize just how great he was. Not like I was following. I understood, who he was out of Iowa, but didn't understand the level of it. But I understand the logic of drafting a guy, knowing he's your starter. It's such an important role on the team. Check, box check. Don't have to worry about it for the next 10 years.
No,
Hey, Kevin Fishbane's in the chat somewhere with a question for Cole about the 85 that we need to get in here, which Steven's listening to Jake right now, so I can't.
Well, real quick before we pull that up, what was cool, Cole? And Greg, you're gonna have to help me with his name. The Bears fan that announced Tory Taylor's draft pick.
Oh yeah, James Gowers.
He came to our tailgate. He's from the UK. International Fan of the Year was at our tailgate on Sunday with his Tory Taylor jersey.
Heck yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Tory Taylor put on that show for him who came all the way from the UK, even though we're going there next week. I just found out my flight got canceled, though. That was a real thing that just happened 5 minutes ago.
I found out.
To London?
Yeah, can we get that figured out? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you're on that flight, so that's a problem for you, too.
I was aware of it 15 minutes ago. And
are you allowed to – that is a good segue. Are you allowed to, tell us what day you guys are flying to London?
We already know that.
We do?
Yes.
Okay.
They're going
Do
on
the
Monday.
fans know this? I don't know. I didn't know this.
I don't know who knows this. I didn't. Now you got me thinking that this is.
I'm not gonna put you on a spot if it's
now you got me thinking that this is some.
I just know from
They're
the
going
2019
for the week. They're going to practice out there.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
That makes me feel better.
Did you?
There. That
No,
makes
you made me
feel
feel.
better.
I
I
didn't
didn't
ask, hey,
know.
when are you guys leaving? I would be
Well,
like,
I
oh yeah, we're
didn't
leaving
think-
earlier in the week.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to put you on the spot if it wasn't allowed to be said. So I just said it.
Speaking of that, there's just a question for you guys are playing Arizona this year too. The Commanders just went out there and they practiced there all week. Would you want to do that if it was up to you? Cole Kmet's, you get to make that choice, or would you rather be?
Who did the Commanders play the week prior?
The Commanders. Hold on. Let me answer.
They played the Bengals on Monday Night
At-
Football.
Yeah, at
Cincinnati.
Cincy.
That is weird.
They probably stayed. They probably instead of going back and then back out west,
Right.
like they just probably a lot of teams do. I know if you're an East Coast team and you have 2 West Coast games, or you have like a Midwest game and then a West Coast game, you just stay out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Belichick would actually lobby the NFL the schedule makers to give if they had to play if they were playing like the NFC West that year, he'd be like, "Well, give us those 2 games back to back so we can just stay out there."
stay out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we won't go. We won't go out the whole week.
Okay.
For that reason, because
Right.
say if we were playing like Seattle and then we were playing Arizona, I'm sure that would be talked about. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What's Fishbane's question? There's another question from Kevin Fishbane for the 85 that we can't.
Fishbane in the chat. Some of us have known that for months,
That's
Braggs,
not what
when
the
the
question
Bears
was.
are
Question
going to
for
London.
Cole.
Well, not all of us are as smart as you,
Ooh.
Kevin, with your Northwestern degree. Some of us are just moron bricklayers.
It's the Illinois Sports Writer of the Year.
The question is,
All right, this question is actually a good question.
is that down the seam or up the seam? It's down
Is
the
the catch you made down the seam or up the seam?
Up.
Depends what end zone angle we're watching the film from. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't even know. Now you got me questioning what terminology I use when I say that. up the seam? Or
I think
down
I say
the seam?
up the seam.
Up
more.
the seam. I feel like I say
Yeah,
up,
up.
the seam more.
That was a stupid question.
I think that was
That
a
is-
moronic question.
No, I thought that was a good question.
I mean,
It made me think.
guess that Northwestern degree doesn't get you very far these days, Kevin.
Illinois Sports Writer of the Year
go
again.
Don't go with the Wildcat who keep on losing.
He started
players
it.
to
He
Notre
went
Dame.
at me in the chat.
Yeah.
All right. This was an uncomfortable.
Well, here's the good news. We
Did you miss us, Cole?
Oh, missed you guys so much.
No. I wanted this to end with all hunky dory, like just the greatest moment in.
Well,
in
you
podcast
started
history.
with the fluff, so finish with the fluff.
Yeah, you.
I did. Well, I meant it though. I think that it's a very, very hard needle to thread when things are not perfect and you're not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but you're also trying to speak, some level of realism into it, and also not. I thought you did a great job right
Thank
in the
you.
middle there.
No, thanks, Carmen. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And we haven't had a ton of that on any team. The guys that are able to do that, it's not an easy thing
thanks.
to do.
You're doing
Thank you.
great, Cole.
Thank you.
We got your
No,
back.
that means a lot coming from you. Thank you.
I got your back.
That's
bro.
what I needed today.
I got
Thank
your
you.
back, man.
Carmen, that's why he's
Telling
got the
you.
C on his chest.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of guys that have the Steelers. I'm not running anybody down. I'm just trying to underline what he's doing, and it's. I'm sure the Bears appreciate it, but they should.
Well, make sure you tune in later today to the premiering at 7 p.m. tonight. We'll have the next episode of the 85 with Cole Kmet, including his conversation with Tory Taylor. We'll have more conversation on the game as well. That's going to do it for us here on the CHGO Bears Podcast.
You're not
today.
going to read that super chat?
Oh, we should we?
The $5 one?
Oh, we should get to the $20 one from Crystal first.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Cole, glad to have you back live. Everybody hit the like button for Cole. Love all you guys and bear down.
Yes.
Absolutely. Let's fire through. Jonathan, $5. Has Cole been told that he has a doppelganger in U.S. tennis star Taylor
You
Fritz?
really do.
Taylor Fritz.
You do.
See, I've been told
Oh.
I've been told by other people that I don't think I look like this. That I look like Ashton Kutcher, though. I have heard that one a couple times.
Ashton Kutcher was at the game the other
He
day.
was at the game, yeah.
Because I saw Larry Mayer post a photo with him.
Do you have any tennis game?
I started playing 2 off seasons ago with my fiance, and I mean, I'm an athlete, so
You can get the ball over the net.
Oh yeah. That's
Taylor
not a question.
Fritz
I don't
looks-
have form, I don't think, but I think if I do think maybe next off season I'll get into it.
Taylor Fritz
Okay.
looks like
I mean-
Vince from Entourage.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Vince
and
from
I
Entourage,
don't
not
necessarily
Cole.
care that much. If you guys played right now, I would take Cole.
How long
Okay.
have you been playing?
You're not. He's not being serious. You're going down if we play me. I play a lot of tennis, but
that
I don't.
doesn't
That's not the
mean
point. The
anything.
point.
He
The
comes in here
point.
every day telling us who he lost to the night before.
Well, it
Who you
is.
lost to the night before.
It is David versus Goliath tonight in the 4-5B league. I am 0-4 defeated, and I'm going up against Papadopoulos, who's perfect 4-0. So Papadopoulos, I'll report that. Papadopoulos gonna feel the pain tonight. Damn it.
Maybe next summer that'll have to be like a humbling weekend for you. Carm can beat you in tennis, then I'll beat you in golf.
That's definitely
you ain't
not
beating me in
happening.
golf. I'll tell you that.
That's
No.
not.
That's
Might.
not
But
happening.
no, but
might.
I'm offering my services to get you. If you ever want to take the tennis lesson, I got you. Okay.
All right, I might take you up
I
on
mean,
that.
let's
All
go.
right.
We'll
We'll talk about it.
We'll get the next level there.
All
Let's sneak in Pizzatola here at the end as we close up
My
the
guy.
show. Carm's professional troll Pizzatola, $2. I hope Tony Gill, our new head of content, is better than Kevin Kaduk at firing Carm.
Pizzatola,
What?
this guy's unbelievable.
Do you know who that is?
He's
Yeah,
my
Pizzatola.
Pizzatola.
It's
He's
his-
my
it's his
Pizzatola.
mortal
every
enemy
day.
in the chat
Every day.
He's
$2.
actually really
and,
funny.
and they
I
love
like
it. They
See,
love
like
it.
last year,
great.
last year you would have been butthurt about it, but now you're accepting of it.
No, I listen.
You've grown.
Have you?
You've grown.
You haven't said anything about the new hairdo. I've been growing this thing out. Nothing.
I'm not gonna just come on here and start commenting about your hairdo.
Why
This
not?
is a Bears podcast, man. It's just not
This is
about
Carm's
your freaking
podcast
hair.
where he just wants it to all be about
Yeah.
him. Me guy.
I thought I've done a great job here.
You've done a
Pizzatola.
great
I
job.
need somebody to.
I thought you were gonna come here and comment about how good my outfit was.
I
so
do
you
like your
didn't.
outfit. I do.
Just saying.
So relaxed.
All right, last one. Then we got to get over to the 85 to get that out on time tonight. James Orlando, $5. Just wanted to let Cole know that we as a city appreciate the win. Most of us work 60-plus hours, and all we want to do is see the Bears win. So thank you.
There we go.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Is that your burner account, Greg?
I mean, he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I live and die with the outcome of your career. The team. I mean, I was in a dark place at halftime, and then by the end of the game, I've never felt better.
I'm not even kidding.
It was horrible.
The first half was rough in here with that.
Wait,
guy.
you were in a dark place. I just want to. Okay, I know what happened in the first half, but you were in a dark place at halftime when we were up 10-6.
I know. Yeah,
we were winning the game.
I know, because I was just nervous. I really needed you guys to win, and then you did.
So
but at the time, I was
needed
like,
you to win.
I needed us to win too.
I know. We all do. We all do. But if you hadn't, I was threatening to like go to Taco Bell and eat tacos until I.
You were saying all this while we were winning.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
That was actually a direct quote. I'm gonna go to Taco Bell and eat till I die. Was a direct quote.
Well, I encouraged him to jump off the balcony.
I'm really excited for you guys to just start churning them out. And then my life's going to just get so much happier at home. And
I don't think it's going. We're winning a game and you were in misery.
No, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. And now you win. So and then it'll
I'm going to go in at halftime that we'll be up like 14. Guys, this isn't good enough. Braggs is going to eat himself to death with Taco Bell if we don't.
If you wouldn't mind giving that halftime speech the next time you guys are down, that's fine because it's the truth. Okay.
All right.
Like, hey, just start reeling them off here. And then I'll be good. Bye week will be fun.
He'll find something else to complain about.
That's why he's wearing that meatball shirt.
That's so funny.
Very proudly. By the way, you can get the meatball shirt in our store.allcitynetwork.com along with the
way to bring it around.
Yeah. Along with Cole's awesome collection. All right. The 85 with Cole Kmet. Tonight, 7 p.m. We'll be right back here tomorrow, too, on the CHGO Bears Podcast at 1 o'clock. It's Baldy Day. It's Wednesday with Brian Baldinger. He will join us. He's had some awesome breakdowns this week already on social media from the Bears game, so we'll get his thoughts on a lot of stuff as well. So tune in tonight to the 85. Be right back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll talk to you then.
We all silly like the mayor.